Hey everyone, I'm Tina, the creative guru with Gems, Paper, Scissors. And this month we are featuring the Cardstock Carnival. And many people go, what are you going to do with that much cardstock? Some people just go ahead and get the smaller discount on single packages or on just a few colors. I actually buy several of the big bundles every year. And like last year, I got a couple packages. I did all my pre-cutting, and I've already used up every last single solitary scrap. So what do I do with it? I go ahead and do a lot of pre-cutting. So off of every sheet of cardstock, I cut two 3.5 by 3.5 square pieces. I cut a nice 7 by 8.5 piece that I usually score so that it's ready to make into a slimline card. And I actually do this with at least one of every color on both sides so that I have a light and a dark. And then I do this with all of them. So there is no such thing as too many cut pieces in my world. So, and then I cut a basic card, which is 8.5 by 5.5. That leaves me with this one little piece that is 3.5 by 5. And I don't actually cut this until I'm ready to use it, because a lot of the scrapbooks that I do have photos that are exactly 3.5 by 5. So I could cut the photo down a little bit smaller and use this as a mat in a scrapbook. I could use it on a card. I could use it, I could cut it down. Like the other day, I made a scrapbook layout that had 1.5 by 3.5 inches, and then I did little chevron cuts for banners. I have cut it down where it's a 3 by 5, so I end up with this 1 inch that I then will use for something else. But I will tell you, every last piece of my cardstock Carnival paper packs gets used every single year. So you might be wondering, how the heck do I get these cuts to line up? Here's my handy dandy paper trimmer. I'm going to raise the arm of my video stand, so hold on everyone, just so you can hopefully see a little bit better. You won't have all the details, but honestly, cardstock doesn't have a ton of those little details. So there you go. Let's kind of see the desk glare that I have. So I prefer the wire guide on the Fiskars paper trimmer, just because I like to see where I'm cutting. So pull out your arm. I know that the numbers are upside down here. It's just the way I prefer it. I like it on the right-hand side of my body. Some people actually enjoy it the other way. Whatever way works best for you, please, by all means do so. This is about crafting your way, right? So I'm going to take a piece of Lagoon and I'm going to show you how I cut it. So my first cut is the 5.5 inch mark. It just works for me. I like being able to cut that and know that I basically have half of a piece of paper. And then from there, I cut the 8.5 inches. So that's my first card. And this is when I choose, do I go ahead and score it first, or do I just leave it as is and have it available for matting on large scrapbook pages? Today, I'm going to show you how I score it. So every basic card is 5.5 by 4.25. So I go ahead and put it on the track. I've measured out 4.25. I use a bone folder, although honestly, I have just as much luck using a stylus or the edge of a ballpoint pen. All you're going to do is run it in the track to score it. So because I am actually going to fold it to the light side and have the dark side up, because you actually fold towards the peak instead of down towards the valley. And I believe you can actually see that valley that I've now created by using a bone folder in my cutting track. So you can see there's the valley. On the other side, there's this peak. And when you fold cards, you always fold to the peak. And as you can tell, none of the fibers of your cardstock is then weakened. So you end up with a really nice, strong, solid fold to make no distressed look on the edge of your cards. So that's my first cut and score. Then this piece that's left off to the edge is 3.5, and I cut that down sometimes, although this time I'm keeping this. Like I said, I usually keep this piece. It's the nice, lovely 3.5 by 5. Then this 6.5 inch piece, I am going to cut at 8.5 inches, which again gives you a lovely piece over there. And if you cut that 3.5 inches each, you now have 2 wonderful squares that are wonderful mats, and you have your slim line card base as well. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them below. If you want the actual measurements, read the description because I am going to actually include them in this. Again, with a slimline card, you can, by all means, go through and pre-score it. I am not actually going to pre-score this one because I will probably use this lagoon on a scrapbook page. I don't make a ton of slimline cards, but if I do, it's really fast and easy to do that score line as you saw. Have a great day, everyone, and like, share, subscribe, comment, and do all the things. Follow me, sign up for my newsletter, and have a fantastic day. Bye for now.